The laughter cut through the marble-floored boardroom like a blade, sharp and careless, echoing off glass walls and polished steel. It was the kind of laugh that assumed power belonged to wealth, that respect could be bought, and authority worn like a tailored suit. When the millionaire scoffed at the tired single dad standing quietly near the door, no one expected the room to fall into a silence so heavy it would change every life inside it. No one expected the truth to arrive moments later and turn mockery into awe and pride into shame. Before the story pulls you deeper, take a second right now. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet strength of people who keep going even when the world laughs at them, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this matter because people like this exist. The man they laughed at was named Michael Carter, a single father with tired eyes and a calm posture shaped by years of carrying responsibility alone. He stood there in a faded navy blazer, one button missing, hands loosely clasped, as if he had learned long ago that defending himself was a waste of energy. His life had not been gentle. He lived in Ohio, in a modest suburb where mornings started before sunrise and nights ended after homework, laundry, and whispered prayers beside his son's bed. His wife, Rebecca, had died suddenly years earlier, leaving him with grief that never fully healed, and a little boy named Noah, who depended on him for everything. Michael's days were a relentless cycle of sacrifice. He packed lunches with handwritten notes, worked long hours, and still made it to every school event, even if it meant sitting in the back with dark circles under his eyes. What no one at that table knew was that while they were measuring success in net worth and press coverage, Michael had been quietly building something far more powerful. He had grown up poor, raised by a factory worker father who taught him discipline, humility, and faith. That foundation became his compass when he earned a scholarship, studied economics, and later stepped away from public praise to work in the shadows of the corporate world. The company whose boardroom now held him had once been a struggling startup. Michael had invested early, not just money but guidance, vision, and countless unseen hours. When chaos threatened to sink it, he reorganized its systems through a private trust, placing leadership in place while he remained anonymous. He believed results should speak louder than names, and anonymity protected his son from a world that could be cruel. Over time, the company flourished, drawing in investors, headlines, and eventually a self-made millionaire named Jonathan Reed, a man known for sharp suits, sharper words, and a habit of underestimating anyone who did not look like him. Jonathan sat confidently at the table that day, assuming control, assuming dominance. When Michael calmly explained his presence, when he stated without arrogance that he was the one in charge, Jonathan laughed. He saw a single dad with worn shoes and assumed desperation, not authority. The room followed his lead with polite smiles and awkward glances. Power often invites agreement, even when it is wrong. But the air changed when the board secretary, a composed woman named Margaret Lewis, entered with a leather folder and a look that demanded attention. Her voice carried weight as she began to outline ownership, voting rights, and legal authority. Names, percentages, and signatures filled the room, and with every word, Jonathan's confidence thinned. The trust that controlled the company traced back to Michael Carter. The final authority rested with the man who had been laughed at moments earlier. Silence fell again, but this time it was reverent. Michael did not smile, he did not savor the moment. He had learned through loss that humility was not weakness, and revenge was empty. He simply stood there, steady and composed, embodying the kind of leadership forged through hardship rather than applause. The board members shifted in their seats, some with shame, others with dawning respect. Jonathan's face drained of color as reality replaced assumption. Michael's journey to that room had been anything but easy. There were nights when he wondered if he was doing enough, if the balance between work and fatherhood was slipping. There were moments when Noah asked why other dads came home earlier, why they looked less tired. Michael always answered with honesty wrapped in hope, teaching his son that integrity mattered more than comfort, that doing the right thing often meant doing the hard thing. Faith anchored him. Every decision was filtered through the values his parents had instilled and the promises he made to God and his family. After the board confirmed the truth, Michael addressed the room with grace. He spoke of vision, of responsibility, of the importance of character and leadership. He did not humiliate Jonathan or anyone else. Instead, he set expectations, offering a chance to rise above ego and work towards something meaningful. That mercy cut deeper than anger ever could. Jonathan, for the first time in his life, faced a mirror he could not shatter with money. The laughter that once empowered him now haunted him. Outside that boardroom, Michael's life remained grounded. He still picked Noah up from school, still cooked simple dinners, still listened to stories about science projects and playground drama. But something subtle changed. He carried himself with the quiet assurance of a man who had nothing to prove. Word spread through the company, not as gossip but as a lesson. People began to treat one another differently, reminded that greatness often walks in unnoticed. Jonathan's transformation was slower but real. Stripped of illusion, he began to learn. He observed Michael's leadership, his restraint, his faith-driven decisions. Over time, respect replaced resentment. The company thrived not just financially but culturally, becoming a place where contribution mattered more than image. All because a single dad refused to let bitterness define him. As years passed, Michael invested more time in mentorship, helping young professionals who reminded him of himself. He shared his story sparingly, always redirecting praise to teamwork and perseverance. Noah grew up watching his father choose kindness over pride, humility over power. Those lessons shaped him more than wealth ever could. If this story is stirring something inside you, if it reminds you of someone who has been underestimated or overlooked, please pause for a moment. Like this video, share it, and let us know in the comments how it made you feel. Your engagement helps stories like this reach hearts that need them. Just before we close, here's a special request. Comment below with the words "quiet strength" if you believe that true power comes from character, not applause. Those two words carry more truth than most titles ever will. In the end, the room that once echoed with laughter became a testament to humility. A single dad walked in carrying the weight of loss, love, and responsibility, and walked out having changed lives without raising his voice. Michael Carter never needed to announce who he was. The truth found its way to the light, as it always does. And for those who witnessed it, the lesson remained clear and unforgettable. Never underestimate a heart shaped by faith, sacrifice, and unwavering love.